Alright, people, so I just realized that the last FNF video I posted wasn't really much of a tutorial. All I did was I sent you to Game Banana and I sent you to this link and told you to download the engine. So, first step is, opening the link. Real shit, yeah, you should know how to use YouTube. And it's going to take you here. Now, maybe this gets updated at some point, so it's not going to look exactly like this. Maybe the engine's going to get removed. But case in point, you're going to want to go here, and there should be a download button. You're usually going to want to click on this one, and it's going to take a minute, and it's going to download this. It has the 1 on it because it's already in my downloaded files, so whatever. But it's going to download pretty fast. Next, you're going to want to open it, and you could just put this folder wherever you want, because this contains the game. To open the game, you just double-click your funnypsychengine.exe. But once you're in the game, and I'm gonna use my own copy with all of its mods and shit, so because of course I am. You're gonna want to first immediately navigate over to the settings. So, hold on, game's getting my. You're gonna want to immediately navigate over to the settings so you can. Oh wait, right. Hold on, let me take a quick Discord break so that the other guy here can see. Everyone say hi to Pike for, I think, the first time. Yeah, so first off, I'm going to run through everything in settings before you even get into the game. Note colors, it is exactly what it looks like. It's going to be shown in the 9K layout, but whatever you do here should apply to the other key counts with a bit of jank. You can press control here to see the pixel UI, which is only used in week 6 and a few other mods, one of which is coupled into this. Next is controls, and it's about as basic as it gets. The only thing I'm going to really need to actually know how to explain is why my control scheme is the way it is and the other key counts. So first is 4 key. And this is the one that I feel like is going to need some explanation because the lesser rhythm game people are probably just going to have it bound to the arrow keys or WASD. The larger Friday Night Funkin' community has adopted the DFJK control scheme in response to the larger rhythm games doing similar things. In Osu, I'm pretty sure it's UI and the brackets, but don't quote me on that. Basically, the reason we have it set up the way we do is just so we can be fast. It's perfectly tolerable if you play the game with arrow keys, but you're going to run into some issues at higher key counts and harder songs. I was just as bad at one point, but once I ran into the Nightmare Run song from the Indie Cross mod, I barely beat it using arrow keys, and the moment I switched over to DFJK, and trust me, if you've played on arrow keys for a while, switching over is going to be a huge ask. But once I switched over and actually got used to it, I could pretty much FC that song with no issues. FC stands for full combo. Anyways, we're going to go through the key counts and explain briefly what makes them all significantly more difficult, starting with 5 key, and it's the one that people don't use. Okay, no one plays 5 key. It's in like 2 songs ever, and one of them it doesn't really count because that's just a mechanic note. And I don't even know the other song, so no one really plays this. I don't know, if this blows up because of the video, I'm gonna fucking have a panic attack because 5 key sucks ass. Next is 6 key, and this is the one that people are gonna start, getting into multi-key at. It's the best song I can think about that's charted in 6 key is Property Damage from the Versus Manco mod, which not only has its own hail notes, which you must hit to avoid taking damage, but you also have the obvious contender of the 2 extra fucking buttons, which are fucking abused throughout the song. The reason I feel like 6 key is difficult is because there's not really a whole lot of easy ways to get into multi-key, and 6 key is considered the start of multi-key. Next is 7 key, which actually isn't considered too terribly hard if you're good at 6 key. It's just most people's first encounter with the center. So usually if you're good at 6 key, you'll be pretty decent at 7 key. There's no notable song I can think of that's charted on this except for Thunderstorm from the Versus Shaggy mod, but I'm going to try to not reference as much as possible because, well, I'll explain why. So Versus Shaggy mod was one of the first big mods to use multi-key. Not that it didn't exist before, but Shaggy's what made it big. Because it got notable for that, there was a huge era of time where people were making songs in increasingly higher key counts. capping out at the multi-keyboards level. I think what I remember seeing is a 101 key. So, Jesus Christ. But what was considered reasonable at the time was what the mod used, which was 6 to 9 key. But eventually, once the game had caught on with the lesser age group, we're going to put it like that because this game really wasn't made for kids. But I have a feeling YouTube would fuck me in the ass anyway if they saw I was doing shit, but whatever. Once it started getting on with kids, it sort of developed a reputation for being a very cringy mod that was just there for difficulty. So I'm going to try not to upset the oldie fans here as much as possible by just not referring to the mod as much as possible. It's not that there won't be a review on it, and I love the mod today because it's, had a complete 180. But just note that this mod has a history. Next is 8 key, and this basically involves you using your pinky fingers, and that's what makes it really difficult. I have a few friends who can play 6 and 7 key with amazing talents, but the moment they run into 8 key, it's like they hit a brick wall. It's because it's literally double what the base game offers. I don't know what more to tell you. And 9 key is where I consider it reasonable to top out, and it's where the engine tops out. You'll see if I try to go 1 over, it just goes back to 1 key, which doesn't really exist. And obviously, as the final challenge, this one's going to be considered difficult. So that's a basic key explanation, but let's also go over where to get mods. I'm going to occasionally do a mod review and leave the links to the mods in the description. However, searching on the game's official Game Banana page, or semi-official, by going to Game Banana and searching for Friday Night Funkin' in this top search bar up here, you're going to get sent to its main page. You can use this search bar to find whatever mod you're looking for. In the last video, I recommended Witty, which has a definitive edition, which you're going to want to download. That is spelled as I will proceed to type here. If I could type. Oh, it's refreshing the page. So much for internet. We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties with the internet. I will leave links to all the recommended mods and the mod used in this review in the description. But it won't actually be the mod used in this review because I'm going to include the version that has all my charts and shit in it as of this current moment. Which is just week 1 and 2 of the mod. Now, I should also give a brief background on the mod in question. I chose this mod because it's a very underground mod. The official channel has like less than 100 subscribers, if not 100. So bigger than me, but for a FNF mod, this is not very big. And you can sort of see why, but it's not really fair. The mod has a great song, great songs, great stories, and runs very well no matter what you can run the engine on. But it doesn't really do much outside of that. It doesn't have mechanics outside of its hurt note use in the 3rd week. So it doesn't really renovate the game, and it's not really too much with pushing the difficulty, only having 2 songs that are really too difficult. 3 if you count Cat and Hat, but I don't really. That being Stargazer from week 2 and 100 Talent from week 4. And while both of them are huge challenges, that's pretty much what the community made of this mod, if they made this mod out at all. A mod with 2 quote-unquote good songs, and they left it at that. But I'm here to actually show you guys the mod. I won't be doing it through the story mode menu, mainly because, well, that's going to be fucking trash. Also, I'm not going to show you every song in the mod. I'm just going to show you like 2, 3 songs. Fuck it. Pike, should we show him the whole mod? For the fucks and giggles of it.
I don't know, it's your choice, but for me personally, I just not show it all today, but space it out.
Oh, right. Also, if you wonder what this is because I'm trying to get Versus Imposter V5 in, and for some reason it has fucking spaces. So, this is not an engine glitch. I just have yet to delete the blank weeks. Contrary to his belief, I'm showing the fucking thing today. All of it. So, we start off with Catcall, and I'm not going to describe the lore because it's dense. Like, seriously fucking dense. But I'm going to use my own custom-made multi-key charts, and that's why I'm not linking them back to the mod. As one of my big motives with play and showcasing this game is to get the multi-key scene thriving again. Like the good old days after 2021. Yeah, Pike, you thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? I'm not him. Anyways, I'm just going to show the whole fucking mod in terms of all of its sods, down to the free, without doing the free play sods, and also skipping most of week 4 because that's kind of trash. We're really only going to go over 100 tower because it's all we need. Also, this is probably going to be updated multiple times as I make more charts, as I'm only done with the second week and currently working on the third. You can tell by the presence of the additional difficulty, M key for week 1, 9k for week 2, and there's just nothing for week 3 or 4 yet. Except for 100 talent, which has 6 key, which is going to get nixed soon. But yeah, nothing outside of the main 4 weeks will be done. Also, I feel like I should mention this, the mod does not take place from the perspective of the boyfriend, instead taking the perspective of Ralsei from Deltarune. If you're familiar with Deltarune, you're familiar with Ralsei, and if you're familiar with Ralsei, you're familiar with Deltarune. There's not really much avoiding it. I'm not going to give too much of his backstory, but just know they are entirely different characters. Oh, also, lore's not going to make a whole lot of sense either, because it's a lot of worlds mixing. Anyways, on to the first song, where I'm going to utilize the microphone switch. And that was the first song, and I'm going to go recap my frame rate so the game doesn't look like choppiness. In the meantime, I'd like to shout out a singular dude. Yeah, it's just one guy, but he was in my comments, and he actually pointed me to a glitch that occurred during double kill that I didn't notice. It wasn't really much of a glitch because it didn't really stop the game from being playable, but basically it was the icons appearing where they shouldn't be. I figured it out. It was them appearing in the position where they'd appear in down scroll, which is up scroll's uglier. Okay, I'm gonna explain what this is once I set the frames back to 90. So there's 2 main modes to play the game: up scroll and down scroll. I mainly play the game in up scroll, and so do most people. But down scroll is what traditional rhythm games use. It's simply inverting how the game looks. Instead of your strum line being on the top and your notes coming from the bottom, your strum line is on the bottom and your notes come from the top. There's also its uglier brother middle scroll, which is still up or down scroll, but instead of being to the right, it just kind of puts them right there in the center. I think this is a dick move, to be honest, because a lot of FNF is becoming multiplayer with the explosion of client modifications such as Untitled Multiplayer Mod and the likes, making FNF multiplayer with one player playing the previously unplayable left side and one player playing the right side. That's a lot of P's for one sentence, Jesus Christ. But yeah, now we're on to the second sod of the mod. Yeah, this mod has 4 weeks, 4 songs each, so there's a few things here. Specifically, if we do math, and I mean basic math, it probably even the first graders in my audience know. 4 times 4 is 16. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Anyways, on to Son the Second, with more microphone cuts. Like to apologize for the amount of misses, but no one's perfect in this game. Well, people are, but we don't talk about those gremlins. Shoot, get out of here, 69 key players. But yeah, you can't expect me to be perfect. Also, I feel like I should point out that all charts on the M key difficulty and the 9K difficulty are made by me and not the fluffin team. They will be cited as the creators of, well, the rest of the mod, obviously. But since I'm redirecting you guys to the download that has my charts in it, I feel like I should at least mention that I made something here. Even if, you know, the Fluffin team made the rest, and they're amazing developers. Go give them support too. You know, it's up to their YouTube channel and shit. It's not that hard to find. It's literally the same name as the mod. I know, so hard. Anyways, Mike switch for third song. if you go back and rewatch the last song, and this is a fun tidbit, you may have noticed multiple messages scrolling across the screen. Basically, this is because these three songs, Cat Call, Catnip, and Catastrophe, were all part of a canonical stream that was being held by Raymond. I'm, like, somewhat certain that Cat 22 isn't part of the stream, because that would be weird, but yeah, the messages scrolling across the screen in Catastrophe is basically just Raymond's chat. He's a Twitch streamer for real. But you can go back and rewatch that if you want to see some funny lines or other things. And you can get a series of random lines that I'm sure there's some that didn't even show up, and there's ones that might have never could have shown up twice. So you could really get a plethora of results with this song, on top of it being a fucking amazing song, on top of the rest of this goddamn OST. As you can tell, I made Catastrophe's multi-key chart before all the others because it's in a lower key count. The reason why it was labeled multi-M key instead of, the specific key count is because I wanted to jump all over the place with this week, similar to Raymond's personality. He jumps from 8 to 9 to 7 to 9 again, and it's all over the place. Week 2 is consistent because, well, of course it is. It's not fucking Raymond. Also, for those of you Animal Crossing fans, yes, this is Raymond Animal Crossing. I felt like I should point that out, but you probably knew that. Whatever, on the next song. I'm going to clarify a few things before I move on to week 2. First off, if you're asking where the story is, it's in the aptly named story mode. The week file detects if you're playing in story mode or free play mode, and will give you the dialogue accordingly. Also, I noticed a glitch in story mode where dialogue won't properly progress. I think you could fix it by hitting like shift or controller, something near the Windows key, but I'm not certain how to fix it. So if anyone has a concrete solution to that, let me know. I don't know. Also, you might be wondering where Eli from last video or from last time, or Evelyn from the last video was. It's not that I have anything against them, it's just that their presence is literally going to get me so sidetracked that I would actually forget to make the video about what it was supposed to be about. I mean, you can see those videos as reference. It was really some absurd shit. So instead, we have Pike, who, not to degrade him either or anything, he definitely helps me keep on track a lot more.
Because I'm kind of quiet right now.
Exactly, because he's quiet. Anyways, on to the second week featuring Hat in Time and fucking One Shot. I didn't actually play One Shot, but I did play Hat in Time, so, I mean, I know something. Haha. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick minute to clear out my C drive just to make sure I can actually fit all this into one video file because last time it didn't. Okay, thank God it's still recording. Okay, here's everything that's already done, I think. Oh, well, that one definitely isn't. So you can delete those two and it'll be fine. So I just gained an additional 4.57 gigabytes. Fuck, I'm probably screwed. Okay, I'm gonna clear out my entire downloads folder because it's got a lot here that I just don't need. It's really gonna help. Watch as this goes to 30. 40.5. You seeing the shit, Pike? I just went from like 4.5 gigs free to like 40.5. Damn. Okay, anyway, on to the next one. Which is one of the ones that's considered hard question mark, even though that yeah. time to start naming. That concludes week 2 and also a majority of my main charts. And I realize I should probably show you guys a few more resources just so the people who are new to this game can, have a way around. So, obviously, when you download the engine, it's not going to look like this in the slightest. This is after a copious amount of modding. In fact, let me show you my folder. So, this is my mods folder. Every single folder here is an individual mod, which adds a song of some variety. And most of these add multiple. In fact, just Versus Imposter in particular, this one folder adds 56 songs, which is double the base game and then some, as the base game has 22 songs. When you get the game, it's probably just going to consist of these songs here at the top, right about here, stress upwards. This is considered the base game, and it is purely charted in 4-key with 3 difficulties. Hard being you have to play every note. Normal, which is about what you expect. It's the normal experience, but most mods won't include anything that isn't hard, or that some mods will even include harder. And easy, which is just, few notes. I'm going to point you guys in the direction of a few resources to use to find some mods on your own while you're waiting for my mod reviews, because these aren't going to be very frequent. First off is the Game Banana page, which is still fucking refreshing. Let me just use my Opera GX to re-navigate to the same page. Which is the Game Banana page. The Game Banana page has a funny search button, which will let you type the name of the mod you're looking for into it and find it. Or you could just browse the page itself and look for mods. Usually, if you want the higher quality mod, you're going to want to go down here, click on mods under sections, wait for that to load, and you're usually going to want to click on most downloaded. You should see this. And I'll take you through all these at some point. This is Tricky Mod. Here's Versus Imposter. A bunch of mods. Most of which being really, really credible. Including the main psych engine, which between last time and this time has had an update, unlike our funny engine, but it's still, all this really added was a few extra things. It's nothing major. But on top of that, if you want to learn more about a mod, or just look for the bigger name mods, you can go to the Funkipedia page, which will be pasted in the description, which will let you look at mods by the year they released. Obviously, since this is the fucking start of January, obviously the 2024 section is going to be added soon, but you can usually find any mod you want here, either by using the search button or by just clicking on the year. So, for example, if I want to find Shaggy, it's right there. It's not that hard. You click around. It's truly just meant for you to explore. But using these resources and the Google Drive link I have in the description, which will include my copy of Fluffin for those of you who want it, and as well as the links to everything else, you guys should be able to learn how to play the game. Which, if you guys are wondering where to start, you literally go in a story mode and play the very obvious weeks labeled 1 through 7, guys. If you can't handle a harder difficulty, which I would recommend starting on normal, then go down to easy. And once you've beaten a week on normal, you beat the next week on normal, so on and so forth, until you beat week 7. Once you've beaten week 7 on normal, then go back and beat every week on hard. Theoretically, I should be asking you to beat every week on hard after you beat them on normal, but no one wants to play the same week back to back unless they're absolutely addicted to Daddy Dearest for whatever reason. The only exception is the tutorial. You don't have to replay the tutorial multiple times. Once you have the tutorial, you don't have to worry about that. And after that, then you should play the mod I'm giving you guys today, the Friday Night Fluffin mod, because it's very easy for newcomers. As the only thing that's separating you from, playing what I play is a difficulty mode. It is literally called an M key. Now, if you just want to play a specific song, that's where the free play menu comes in, which is what we've been using this whole time to go from song to song and avoid a lot of unnecessary clutter or to the mod itself. Usually, when you use the free play menu, it will have you on tutorial on hard, or whatever your last song was on whatever difficulty it was, as well as displaying your personal best score and accuracy you on that same run. You go up and down, and it will display the song, and usually the icon of the character that can be found at week. For example, Satin Panties is satin by Mommy Meanest, which is week 4. So, yeah, pretty simple stuff. I shouldn't expect you guys to struggle. You guys should have a brain cell at least. Obviously, again, you guys aren't going to have all this yet. And even once you do, you can reorganize everything and disable and enable certain mods, which I'm about to do, using the mods menu. It's exactly what it sounds like. It lets you enable or disable mods. Super hard stuff here, guys. Did I mention I'm a computer programmer? A lot of my stuff is, I know, unlabeled. I'm going to cry, but hey, look at this. I made my own description. I'm going to put that on the top, and it's going to render right after the main game. I'm also going to turn this on just because I like having it on. This is just playing as the opponent. I'm not going to turn it on for this, but I like keeping it on. So theoretically, right above that would be the stock game. So if we now go to free play with everything except Friday Night Fluffin disabled, I don't know if the game has menu changes or not. Okay, it doesn't. You're gonna proceed to find only its songs and the stock game songs. So this is what your installment will more realistically look like in the free play menu. I've yet to add a few things, and so I'm going to give you guys an update once this is finished. It's mainly week 4 stuff, but it's also going to include an image for... It's also going to include completely redoing how the story mode thing looks. Because right now, if we go into story mode, it's going to use their story mode backgrounds, which cause a lot of lag. As well as giving you guys a way to act, as well as putting an icon to the MK difficulty, which currently doesn't exist. Not that these aren't actually stunning and all. It's just that it is going to lag out your game. Thus why we're not using it. I love these backgrounds, but I really just don't want to use them in an engine where you're going to have everything else. But in a vacuum, it's amazing. so I'm not gonna care. Anyways, on to the developers charts because we're done with Monte Key for the first song of week 3, which features Isabelle, who's been here the entire time, in case you weren't looking. I also feel like I should mention that I'm going to be making these mod reviews a mainstay. This is just the first one, finishing up the tutorial, giving you guys actual tutorial aspects, but I'm going to slowly start ramping up the mod's difficulty as we go on. As this is intended to be, an ordered watch thing for people who want to get into the game, so that way they have somewhere to start after beating the base game. Also, obviously it's my upload schedule, so don't expect these things to come out often, and there's going to be things interweaved in the middle. Probably more TF2, probably more Pizza Tower, / more shit runs. Everything that was in that one community post. That's coming at some point ever. In fact, I also want to show you guys Battletown at some point ever, but that's a maybe thing. That's not guaranteed because of the nature of how that game was. Anyways, on to next song. I'm Caveman now. Those are hurt notes. The texture is bugged, but those are hurt notes. It's the exact opposite of regular notes. You're not supposed to hit those. They're present in the engine by default, so don't worry about this being a mod exclusive thing. like I should mention sulfate in specific because it's had quite a history with me. Not like in a personal sense, but it used to not work, but now it works. And you can also notice melodies from the other solids if you've been actually paying attention and not asleep the whole time. You'll hear melodies from the other solids here, which is neat. It's also the last. It's also the second to last shot I'm going to be showing you because I have no. For the interest of time, I'm just not going to really be showing you any of week 4 except for 100 talent for the sake of it being hard and having some cool visuals. So here's sulfate.
3, 2, 1, go!
And now to skip forward to 100 talent, the only song in this mod that has, well, the only other song in this mod that has any other actual difficulty, and has amazing visuals towards the end, which will be the last song we'll end off with, and then I don't know, go over a little bit of overview about the mod and why I made the charts, and that'll be a wrap, folks. Oh crap, I left the mute on, hold on. I'm gonna mic switch when I turn the audio back on. Whoopsies. And we're going to give a brief overview of the mod before I conclude. So, Friday Night Fluffin is considered to be one of the easier mods of all time, as well as also be considered to be an underground mod. Basically, it's a mod that not a hell of a lot of people know about. In fact, as I mentioned, their YouTube channel has like 100 or some subscribers, which will be linked, which, of course, everything here is going to be linked in the description. So, people could find their way. In terms of difficulty, this mod is is a little easier than Week 6 in most aspects, with the exception of a few solids and a few mechanics. Now, I don't feel like this should need to be said, but I'll say it anyways. Please, when you're going to play this mod for the first time, don't do the MK difficulty. If you just beat Week 7 and you're trying to play multi-key already, just don't. You're going to suffer. You're going to not know how to play it. Just save that until you've at least beaten the mod on regularly. And by that, beat it on normal mode, beat it on hard mode, because both of those are present here, as you can see from the presence of the difficulties. So that's a wrap. See you folks next time.